Hi guys, thanks for tuning back in. Before we start this video, I'm going to do a quick shout out to a few people on Instagram who have been following me for a little bit now. And every time I put a post out, the same people seem to show up and leave a comment or like the post that I'm doing. So it's my way of thanking them, you know. So it's not a shout out as such because they're doing fine on their own, you know, they're doing really good. But it's just my way of saying thanks to these people for the continued support. So before I start reading the names of the people I'm going to thank, if I do make a mistake on your name, please forgive me. I am dyslexic and I will do my best to try and get your name right. But if I do make a mistake, it's not intended to offend you or anything like that. So it's just me doing my best to try to cope with what I've got in front of me. Okay, so with the first one is Sandra Mini Perth. Okay, thank you, Sandra, for all your support. You're fantastic. You stay up regular and leave a comment. Thank you for that. The luxury of fragrance. I've seen attending my post quite a lot, and I appreciate your support with that. So thank you for that. Marmor fragrances. Thank you, Marmor, my friend. You're a regular. You're fantastic. Thank you for that. And KOC, you're a top man as well. Legend. Keep following me. And you're doing great on your own. Thank you. Uh, Tony from the YouTube channel Fragdicted. Sorry, Tony. Um, I've contacted Tony in a few days because I had a message off him on his YouTube videos. To leave me a message. I've had to contact Tony recently, and also he's joined my Instagram page as well. Very nice of you, Tony. Thank you. You're a legend. I've been watching you on YouTube for a long time now. And I say it's not a shout out because you're doing fine on your own. Just my way of saying thank you for all your support. You know, so Tony Lifestyle Sense. Uh, Thank you, Tony. You know, you're a guy who rocks as well. Communicate quite regularly with each other, and I'm enjoying our conversations back and forwards. You know, Frags and Booze. Thank you very much for your support. It's well received. Celine Perfumes. That's really she's there quite a lot as well. Thank you, Celine. You know, you're a top person yourself. Keep up the good work. Dark Lord Parfums. That man's a regular as well. I know that sometimes you have to translate what I'm trying to say, you know, but hopefully, you know, you'll get this message and you'll see yourself on this video that I'm putting out on YouTube. This is the same for all you guys. Uh, a fragrance dash vanilla, Villa, 1163, and Luca Callow. Thank you, Luca. And thank you as well for the fragrance Villa 1163. I do apologise for messing you some of your names up. This one's going to test me in a minute. This is the young lady from Turin in Italy. Thank you very much. If I make a mistake in it, please forgive me. And it's Saholia Parfumi. So if I have said that wrong, I'm really sorry, but I'll do my best. Aromantica. Thank you very much for your support. Also, you're liking the video, one of my posts quite regular as well. Thank you very much for your support. Well appreciated. And Joseph smells good. That's the last one. Thank you, Joseph. I love your photos. You take some cracking photos on Instagram. Keep up the good work, my friend, because you got an eye for the photo. And so I've done this, guys, because it's, as I say, it's my way of saying thank you for your support on Instagram. This one will be on YouTube, right? I've just done a video about 3 fragrances on a podium, autumn and winter. It's episode number 4, and this is where you'll find your name being mentioned on there. Okay, I'm hoping to release it either today or tomorrow. Well, it might not be today, it could be tomorrow, yeah, it'll be on Sunday. Okay, but I'm going to notify you all on your Instagram pages later to let you know whether it'll be either tonight or be tomorrow. Because the time's running out now, it's getting up at 5 o'clock in the UK. So, have a good weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I'll see you on the next video. Okay, see you guys. Guys, Alan Moore here. Another fragrance review. This is one mic there and one take. Hopefully, we're doing hopefully without no mistakes. But as normally, I do make mistakes now and again, but they're staying in, guys. I want you guys to have the rawest video out on YouTube. If that means a few mistakes staying there. That's the way it has to be raw and authentic, as way I see it. Because let's be honest, most people in life make a few mistakes, and I'm no exception. Right, so what I've got today for you guys, right? We've got the fourth instalment of the podium three fragrances for winter and autumn. So I've got three fragrances to complete the series. This will be the last episode of that particular series. So if you've seen the first three, you're interested what's on the next three, tune back in after the intro. I think I've got three, crackers here for you. Okay, guys. Cheers. Welcome back. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that. I hope you're all doing fantastic. Keep up with collecting them fragrances and enjoying them smells. That's what we're all tuning in for. So this is my passion. Could eat, sleep, talk about fashion, fragrances all day with people. So I presume a lot of you guys are very similar. Okay, so let's show what we've got today. We've got first one on my list is this one here. Valentino Uomo Intenso. Right now, I love this fragrance. This is fantastic. Look at that first studded collar there. Look at the glass bottle. Looks great in your cabinet, guys. This does a year for collection. This one's got a pull-off top look. Right. I always have to show the spray out. It's fantastic. I just love it. It is really. I've been spraying fragrances. This is my second video I've done today, so the room's full of different smells from the previous video. But this one is the most nicest smelling what I've smelled so far as regards as something really nice to wear and classy. It's the other fragrances I showed on the other video. They've more power and more designed for the cold weather. This is, just somewhere you're going out somewhere, possibly a nice meal somewhere, and you stick this on, and people will know you got it on. And it's really got a lovely smell about it. It's got, let me just give you some of the notes in this, guys, because it is that good. Right, it's got bergamot and myrtle in the top. In the middle, it's got hazelnut, chocolate, and coffee beans, roasted coffee beans, guys. And in the base, you've got leather and cedar. Now, this is classed as a leather fragrance. Now, what I say, by smelling these, it comes across as a leather fragrance. You can't smell the leather there. Yes, I would agree with that. But with the chocolate and the hazelnut and the roasted coffee, all taking that centre stage, right, the leather tends to go in more toward the base. You can't smell it there, but it's not as dominant. As the fragrance starts dying down, some of the sweeter notes will start to come down a bit. But that's when the heavy notes, like the leather, will start to be more coming the base of your fragrance. And that's where you start getting, and that's where it's got a nice leather. And now it's not like, an heavy leather coat that smells like a pure leather. This is more subtle than that. It's more like a suede kind of leather, if I say anything. So it's nice and smooth. It's not like rough or nothing like that. So this fragrance, right, it was released in 2014. I'll say it was classed as a leather fragrance, well, according to Fragrantica. And to me, everybody says, and I would agree with it actually, it's one of the things, I tend to think that they're quite right. I like to try and cut my own ideas of what it smells like, but they're quite right. It does smell like a bit like that chocolate spread you put on your bread with the nuts in and different stuff like that. They've all got brand names. I'm not going to say them, but you know what I'm on about. And they put them on toast and different stuff. The only thing is got coffee in the middle of it, and that's not in the nutty chocolate spread. But you can tell, you can smell the chocolate, and you can smell that nutty feel about the fragrance. And it's got such a nice overall smell. That's what gives it uniqueness. And you can imagine like a white shirt with a nice tie, a nice jacket. And you're going for a meal, you've got to sit down, you've got to make an effort to dress up with. It's not going to be a top end restaurant. It's going to be something where you're still going to make an effort. excuse me, by putting a shirt and tie on and have to sit down with the person having the meal with you and smelling things just for your particular, you know, zone that you're sitting in with the person you're having the meal with. It's not projecting too far past that. More elegant than that, and that's what you want. Elegant is in this case is what you're screaming out for because you want it to, you know, make the whole occasion a thumbs up rather than oh, there we go, fragrance is too strong, and you're putting the person off the meal who's eating the meal with you. This doesn't it's just there, and people say, oh, "You smell nice, what you're wearing." It's a different kind of inviting to the person you have the meal with. It's a different response you would get off them with this particular fragrance. Okay, so that's the first one I'm picking. Now that doesn't mean to say it's going to finish in third spot or second spot. I've not quite made my mind up yet, so I'll let you know. So this one, Dolce Gabbana Pour Homme Intenso. Nice copper colour top, like a brownie copper colour, and I like how the writing is like a gold colour against the brown bottle. It stands out really well on the bottle, guys. And spray this. Now, everybody knows Dolce Gabbana. They do fragrances as well. They're no mugs when it comes to doing nice fragrances. I've got the Pour Homme version over there. It's not the original. It's the one I got, but I still love it. It still smells really nice in my opinion. And this one, it's got like a sweetness about it more than that one has. And it's got like the note of hay in. Now I can't honestly say by looking at you going there that I'll put that out straight away. I couldn't. There's too many notes there for me to do that. It's like it's got tobacco in it. And I can just about make out that maybe tobacco out in there, but not as an individual note. It's only because I've read it and I'm in mind straight, can you pick it up? Yes, I could detect a little bit of it. It's only because I've read it. It's not because I'm just sitting here, and automatically I can identify all these notes. And I've got the notes in front of me here. See, we give the top. You've got lavender, which you can smell. I can smell that. Water notes, no, I can't smell it. Basil, no. Marigold and geranium. It's got a bit of a floral smell to it, so maybe that's where the flowery I'm taking out a little bit in the opening. I've only just sprayed this dog cake, so you're only going to get the top notes in your face. As it starts to settle down now, in the next 20 minutes, while I just spray that on my skin, then you start to get all the mid and the base coming in, and you smell all the other notes. So in the mid, you got tobacco, clary sage, malpel, accord, and bran. Now I don't know what that is now, otherwise maybe somebody could let me know in the description box below what this malpel is. Malpel accord, Moepel accord, and I've never heard of it. But the thing is, obviously I'm still like a student of the game, if you like myself. I'm still learning, although I'm doing videos for you guys. A lot of my fragrances are based on the fragrances I've got in my collection. I've actually used them. So that's where I give a lot of my knowledge from, to pass it on to you guys. Say, look, this is how it acts on my skin. If it's a poor performing fragrance, boys, trust me, I will tell you. If it's a good, I don't care what the brand name is on it. The guys who are watching the video, or the ladies watching the video, you're the priority. If my information goes to you and it serves you well by buying it and you like it, or you say, hang on, I smelt that, you was right, I'm glad I didn't buy it now. And that's what I try to do, is to be honest with you guys, And I've always said, at the start of the video, normally, or somewhere through the videos, you all know my name now, it's Alan Moore. I've got one microphone here, and I try to do it in one take. And like I said before, if you make a mistake, it stays in, because I want to be as true to you guys as I can. And the only way I can do that is to be myself. And if I make mistakes, I'm not perfect, and so it stays in. And then sometimes the mistakes are funny, and it becomes like a blooper or something like that. But it all stays in, and the overall effect. Imagine trying to do, if you're watching like a live TV program. And here we go again. See what I mean about live TV? Look, computer's just gone. He done on the last video, ruined it again. I punched it in a minute. And so you got this fragrance here, right? So I ain't keep talking about all the one mic and everything. I've done that enough in the past, but that's just let you know, guys. That's what I try to do. Back to the fragrances. And this one here, right, is a nice. It's a take on the Pour Homme one they had before, with subtle differences because that's also got tobacco in it, but this has got like the note of hay, and I don't know if that makes it change or what. It could be this mild pellicle I said before. In the base, you've got sandalwood, cypress, musk, amber, and labdanum. And it's such a nice fragrance. It was released in 2014 and it was classed as a woody aromatic. So, again, the aromatics are in there. So what do we get this fragrance? It's where would you wear it? Again, similar to the first one I showed you. If you wanted to wear this as a substitute for the one I showed you at a night out at a meal, yeah, by go for it. This is something you could wear on that occasion, and it'd serve you well, just as well as that one. If I had a slight preference myself, I choose the Valentino. I am a bit of a Valentino fan, and I've got the intense version, and I've got that one. I love both of them. This is also a favourite of mine as well. But if I had to choose it, honestly, I'd probably choose the Valentino. But you're talking a little smidgen between the two of them. So it is a fantastic fragrance. Please don't dismiss it because I chose that one. You might like the other one better, so use your own judgment. Okay, guys, so let me give the last one and we'll talk about what positions they all come in. Right then, this one here, Armani Gold Profumo. Now this, I've tried the original Armani Gold ages ago. Well, it was like a clone, which I think it was. It wasn't an original one, but it gives something what it smelled like. And I had a friend at work, and he came around and he got the original one. It all smells that nice smell when it first came out. But then as I started getting into collecting fragrances, it had its day in a sense because it had started to have reformulated it and had lost its strength and different stuff. And so it was like a shadow of its former self by the time I was getting into the fragrance game. So then this come along, right? And I thought, well, that looks like they're all giving it great reviews. I always wanted the Armani code, but I wanted one that I felt like I'm paying the money for. I wanted to last a bit longer, I wanted it to be a good fragrance. So I pulled the trigger on that, and I've never regretted it since. And if you can see by that, guys, there's that much left at the bottom. And I've got to get me another one after this comes out. Definitely get me another one. Can't have a fragrance cabinet without this in it. And so it's that good. I ain't saying I'll get it straight away because I've got things on my list. But at some stage, it's just like the Dolce Gabbana, the one. I've run out of that, and eventually that will be replaced. Because I love that phrase, one of my favourite phrases of all time. It will be replaced. So let's share on spray on this one. I only got a little bit left, so that's enough. Now this one, if you've all smelt the Armani Code DNA, you'll know it's there. It's got the early note of like leather in here, and it's got nutmeg, and let me just give you the note of this. In the top, you've got cardamom, green apple, green mandarin. That's the top. In the mid, you've got nutmeg, lavender, and orange blossom. And in the base, you've got tonka beans, amber, and leather. Now, if I was wearing this, before me and my friends, I'm on about going out Christmas, as you do with workmates, to go and have a few drinks, celebrate Christmas, all the build up to it. And if I was going out, this is what I'd probably wear. Not because it's just a clubbing fragrance, but I think it's just good for all them kind of occasions. If you're going to the cinema, if you're going out to just have a few drinks with your mates at the pub, if you're going to a nightclub, all these kind of scenarios, that fits it. And all the time you're there, it lasts, and you get still smell it on your skin. So you know it's doing its job, you know it's there. And I've actually had a compliment off a total stranger with this. Let me just put that down a second, guys. And I was at a local supermarket, I was picking these cases of cans of pop, soda in America, little cans. And as I was picking it up, the young lady was working there, and she more or less stood up coincidentally the same time as I did. As we close proximity of each other, she said, "Oh, somebody smells nice. What you got on?" And I had to tell her what it was. He said, "That smells really nice." So that was nice of the young lady who gave me a compliment. It proved that it was working, and this was like hours after I'd sprayed it, guys. It wasn't like straight away. People could still smell it a few hours after I'd got it on. And so then I knew that it was doing its job, what I'd paid the money for. And I don't mind doing that, but I just hate buying fragrances that you feel like you've been ripped off because the performance is rubbish on it. And so at the end of the day, some people don't mind doing that, but if I'm going to spend my money, I want it to last. And I want it to, give me, something that it's worth the money for, and and spending that kind of money, you think, well, is it going to last me more than 6 hours? And you think, if it does, then you're doing something right. I mean, most people go out for 6 hours, and not all my fragrances last 10 hours over there. I still love them, you know what I mean? But that's just to serve a different purpose. I'm not naive enough to think that if most people think 6 hours is enough for a fragrance to last you, and that'd be enough. And I can relate to that to a certain degree. But it all depends on the price tag for me. If it's a reasonable price tag, then yeah, I'd agree with people on that. But if it's, so the price is still high, you know, when I've never really had the money to collect like niche fragrances, like the high-end Christian Dior fragrances, and the Creed fragrances, um, because they just hit my price range, and so I always tend to buy stuff that I can afford, that I don't get in debt for. So that's my policy at the moment. But you know, I'd be really annoyed if I'd have paid all that money. I had a friend who used to work at the COVID-19 centre with me, and he actually spent £280 on the Creed Aventus, and it was all the reviewers on the TV at the time we bought it was so long back, saying that it was the right time. It was only lasting 6 hours after spending £280 on it. So to me, that is not worth that kind of money. When you was paying the same money before or similar money, but it was lasting 10, 12 hours. So no. And I don't know about these Christian Dior frames. They may last longer, I don't know, because they're at the price range. But with these guys, what I'll show you today, some will last 6 and 7 hours. So that last one might last a bit longer. And so it'll serve you well when you go out. So let me just put them into order, and then we'll see what happens on that. Top spot is going to get to that one. Yeah, so I've only got a bit left. I do love that fragrance. Silver medal will be that one, and the bronze medal will be that one. Okay, guys, that's it from me. Right, thanks for sticking with me. I'll see you on the next video. Cheers, guys. Thanks a lot. Bye now.